This is the Civivi Knives Perfrico, one of their fixed blade offerings, obviously. They are really known for their multitude of folders, but they do put out fixed blades, and my limited experience with them is very positive. And this one is no exception. I think it is absolutely beautiful, being a Dagger design, Dagger with an asterisk design. I really like this. There is one caveat, and I think it's obvious. You probably know what it is, and I'm sure I will go on at length about it, but it's not a deal breaker, and I plan to remedy it. But this was sent to me by Civivi. Thank you so much to the good folks at Civivi for sending me this. I think it is a top-notch production. Look at that. You know, we'll start right here. Why not? Look at that beautiful Dagger handle. Symmetrical any way you turn it, and I love the Coke bottle feel of it. Feels great in hand. You have jimping right up here at the thumb ramp, and then jimping back here at the bird's beak portion of that pommel. Beautifully contoured G10, nice and smooth and rounded, and then with very grippy cross hatching in the side. So I mean, if you grip this with any force, your thumb, the meat of your hand will sink into those little cross hatches and give you a really good grip, which is essential on this kind of design because it is mostly a thrusting design. So yeah, you like that it flares out here. No real guard to speak of, but you have a nice flare just before the ricasso to lock you in. Of course, you've got that jimping. And then you have a very acute point. All of those things come together to make it a good thrusting knife. I would assume. I have not thrust this into anything quite yet. Removable scales here. Nice crowned full tang. So it's a full tang. You can see it. It stands just slightly proud of the handle scales, but it's all crowned and nicely rounded off. It feels so good. You've got a nice lanyard hole here. They always send their fixed blade knives with these big fobs. They're not my thing. I always take them off, though. I might be adding this to a large cold steel folder. It does help if I drop it in there without using the clip. This does help remove it, but on these fixed blade knives, I don't like that so much. Imagine you're using this in a thrust. Well, you've got this thing flopping back and forth and kind of distracting. And maybe that's the point, but it's not my thing. But I do appreciate it as added value in the package. All right, moving north, let me look at my cheat sheet here. It's a 14C28N, Rockwell hardness of 57 to 59. You've got a beautiful black tumbled finish here, and I like their logo. I think it looks nice. That just kind of generic C, and the letters make it look like Roman numerals. Got a little bit of a fuller here, and then that interesting little nick right there in the medial ridge of this Dagger-like knife. Dagger-like because, yes, you only see one edge on this beautiful, beautiful thing, which is the one buzzkill to me. This is the caveat. This is the asterisk. Luckily, though, that swedge is nice and thin, so after this video, I intend to send this to someone to have that secondary edge put on. Now, you might say, why would they go to such great lengths to make such a perfect, and I mean it when I say it, perfect dagger, and then forget to sharpen the top? Well, that's because they want to sell this. They want to sell this knife. They're in the business of selling knives as far and wide as possible. And daggers, double-edged knives are not legal in so many places that it doesn't make sense. Like Kershaw recently, within the last couple of years, put out a dagger-like design. It was a fully symmetrical, beautiful-looking dagger, but sharpened on one edge. Spyderco has their nightstick dagger, which is not a dagger. Or I should say, it's a single-edged dagger. And that's so they can sell it far and wide. So I understand the choice. It's just kind of a bummer. But not horrible bummer, but I do have to say, this would be an easy knife to draw and have the wrong edge presented. Yes, it does have jimping on the thumb side, where you would expect the blade to be on the opposite side. In other words, there's no jimping here. And there's jimping here in reverse grip if you have the edge out, but no jimping here. So this is for indexing, so you can tell in the dark, so to speak, where that edge is. But for me personally, with lacking a lot of feeling in my right thumb, yeah, I can feel it, but in a moment of duress, if you're actually using this in a self-defense sort of situation, you just might get it wrong. So why not have two edges? If it's already symmetrical. I know I answered that question. I like this little scoop here on the G10. Sometimes you'll see some dagger fighting techniques where it's held sideways like a shovel, flat like a shovel, and the thumb comes onto the blade like this. I really like that, especially in my left hand where I can feel it. But it's just a nice accommodation instead of having a squared off shoulder there. I have no doubt that this blade of 14C28N will be awesome. They do a great job with this steel in particular. This is a 4.5 inch blade here and 4.8 inch handle. Great sheath here, Kydex sheath. I love the way they did this sort of scalloping between the grommets. It looks great. I love the way it looks. And also it kind of reduces the overall real estate here. Sometimes these pancake sheaths get way out of hand, and you can see this is already much wider than the blade itself, so I like that they did that, scalloped it. It comes with the Teklok style lock. This is done by Bob Terzoula, and this is cool because it allows you to, oh, it's a screw here. On the Teklok, it just pops out. Here it's a screw, so you unscrew that and you can slide this bar up and down depending on how thick your belt is. So if you have a real thin belt, you can unscrew that and slide this up so that when it's on the belt, clipped on the belt, it doesn't move back and forth like this. And of course, the USP of a clip like this is you don't have to take your belt off to put the knife on. So really nice. You can also reposition it. You can see this is a square pattern and it falls perfectly within this square pattern, so you can reorient the blade how you want, whether that's canted or fully horizontal on your belt. Great sheath, really excellent retention, and just overall an outstanding fixed blade knife. I really, really like it, and I will absolutely love it once I have it sharpened on the back side here. I'm going to show this with two other really excellent fixed blade knives from the company. The first being, speaking of Bob Terzoula, the Terzoula-designed Tomashi-E. I love this knife. This is a great, 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 great knife. And I like that they go well together. They look nice together. And then this is the Sencut Waxahachie. Sencut is the budget brand of Civivi, which is the budget brand of WE knife. And this is also excellent. This was a birthday gift from my brother-in-law, or a Christmas gift from my brother-in-law a few years back. And it's got a really, really fetching clip point blade. I love the look of that clip point. And then it's got speed holes, something I don't ordinarily go for, but those speed holes, A, lighten the blade, B, give your fingers some place to fall into when you're gripping the knife, and also they gives you this sort of place to sort of put your fingers if you're changing, your grip. I don't do that too much these days, seeing as I can barely feel that, but yeah, so really awesome knife too. I really like all three of these. There are several other Civivi fixed blade knives I would like to get. They have a couple of outdoorsy ones that are pretty cool, but you know me, I love the tactical knives best. I highly, highly recommend this Tomashi-E. I think they still make it. I like to carry it on the front of my belt, just horizontally. It's nice and flat and fits there perfectly. I really do look forward to carrying this Perfrico, which, by the way, this means Perfrico in Latin means to rub smooth or to rub all over. To rub all over. But there's also a more colloquial meaning, and that is to put on a bold face. And I think that's the best meaning for this knife, to put on a bold face. So Perfrico isn't just a weird word. All of their weird names over at Civivi, they mean something. You got to look it up, and you'll be surprised what you find. All right, guys. Thanks for watching.